Few characters in The Simpsons stir up as much trouble as Edna Krabappel.
Oh, I must have the wrong classroom. I was looking for my girlfriend, not Pam Dauber. Are you ready for a little after-school special?
Behind her sharp wit and tough classroom demeanor lies a string of personal choices that often cross every line. Through the years, she's mixed work with wild romances, blurred boundaries, and created some of the show's most awkward and controversial moments. Here are Edna's most inappropriate moments, where her actions turned heads and tested limits. Let's start with a story that shows just how messy Edna's search for love can get. Bart the Lover, Season 3, Episode 16. Edna Krabappel was lonely. She wanted more than boring dates and dull men, so she did something a little unusual. She placed a personal ad. She wanted romance, a man who would listen, and a bit of excitement. Nothing strange on the surface, right? But things quickly got messy. At school, Bart was in detention again. This time, he found Edna's personal ad in her desk drawer.
Write Edna K, Box 402.
And Bart, being Bart, gets a dumb idea. He decides to prank her. He wrote back pretending to be a man named Woodrow, a fake guy made up by a 10-year-old troublemaker. Edna writes back, and things move fast. She starts falling for this mystery man. She sends letters, writing about her dreams, her hopes, and her body. Bart, hiding in his room, writes back more fake love letters. He even makes Woodrow a fake photo using a cutout of a famous hockey player, Geordie Howe. Now, let's stop right there. This is where Edna crosses a line. She doesn't just talk about love. She gets personal. Way too personal. She's imagining a full adult relationship with a complete stranger. And that stranger, a child in her own class. Even though she doesn't know it's Bart, the whole situation is still off. She works with kids every day. She should be more careful. But she's so desperate for love that she lets her guard drop completely. That's what makes this one of her most inappropriate moments. Bart doesn't realize how serious things have gotten until Edna says she wants to meet Woodrow in person. That's when it hits him. She's not joking around. She's actually in love, and now she's going to get her heart broken.
I can't help but feel partly responsible.
So what does Bart do?
Bart, this is your teacher? I should start going to parents' night.
He writes one last letter, a goodbye note. It's kind, soft, and respectful. It ends the fake relationship gently, and Edna is crushed. She cries, and for once, Bart feels guilty. He sees the damage he caused. Honestly, this was a weird, inappropriate story. Edna getting hot under the cover with a pen pal, sending risque photos like she was the reference point to every Instagram or OnlyFans model, and all to a 10-year-old boy. If you thought that was wild, wait till you see this schoolyard scandal. Grade School Confidential, Season 8, Episode 19. This episode is a real mess. It starts at Martin Prince's birthday party, full of kids and decorations. But the food goes bad. Oysters make everyone sick. Bart throws up in the fish tank, and Milhouse even passes out. A total disaster. While all this chaos is happening, Edna Krabappel and Principal Skinner sneak into the backyard playhouse. And what do they do in there? Oh, just start making out like high schoolers. Yep, during a kid's birthday party. And the worst part, Bart sees the whole thing. He catches them in the act. Edna and Skinner don't even notice. They're too busy with their little moment to even care. That's already bad enough, but it gets worse. Skinner listens to Bart telling his friends about the whole incident.
So I looked in the window and there it was. The grossest sight I have ever...
Bart Simpson, report to the principal's office immediately.
Edna and Skinner panic and offer Bart to switch his school record with Milhouse's. They all agree to the sneaky deal to keep their romance hidden. Bart becomes their messenger, carrying love notes between them. They even drag Bart along on secret dates. He doesn't want to go, but has no choice. To be honest, this was so weird, and the situation gets even worse. Skinner makes Bart say, "I love you, Edna Krabappel," in front of the class. Everyone laughs, and Bart feels humiliated.
Mrs. Krabappel, Bart has something he wants to say to you.
I won't say it.
Bart!
I love you, Edna Krabappel.
Bart's gonna marry the teacher!
Bart finally loses it. He took the whole school with him and opened the janitor's closet to find Edna and Skinner kissing like it's a soap opera. Who does that during school hours? In school. Right there with kids everywhere. No shame at all. Rumors spread fast. Some kids even tell their parents that Edna and Skinner were making babies. Chief Wiggum gets involved, and soon everyone knows. This isn't a romance. This was Edna making out with her lover at a kid's birthday party, making a 10-year-old deliver her dirty love notes, and getting caught by school kids at second base in the janitor's closet. If this was in 2025, she would have been fired. Things get more uncomfortable when Edna invades Ned's clean-cut world. The Nedliest Catch, Season 22, Episode 22. Edna Krabappel's love life took another wild turn in this episode. It all started when Bart pulled one of his usual pranks. Edna, tired of his nonsense, gave him 2 quick slaps on the back of the head. He truly deserved that, by the way. Superintendent Chalmers thought otherwise. He suspended Edna with full pay and sent her to a place where teachers wait to find out their fate.
Edna, you're suspended with full pay until the hearing, which is currently scheduled for 57 years from tomorrow.
Feeling a bit guilty, Bart decides to help Edna escape. His plan? Sneak her out using a ladder like a secret spy mission. But of course, things went wrong. Edna fell off the ladder. Luckily, Ned Flanders was nearby and caught her just in time. And that's when things got weird. Ned and Edna started spending time together. They went to lunch, shared laughs, and Edna even hung out with Ned's kids. Despite Ned's very wholesome and religious reputation, Edna pushed boundaries. At Ned's house, she removed her jacket and her bra right in front of him, teasing him about premarital action. Ned was uncomfortable, but she kept pushing. Eventually, Ned gave in, and they shared a kiss. Ned's reserved nature clashed with Edna's boldness, making their relationship feel more awkward than romantic. Their new relationship stirred trouble in Springfield. Edna's frequent visits to the Flanders home made it hard for Bart to dodge his homework. Edna scolded Homer for being rude to Ned and even forced him to return all the stuff he borrowed over the years.
I understand you borrowed a thing or two from Ned that you never returned.
Homer and Bart were not happy, and they tried to break them up. Homer dragged Ned to Moe's tavern to convince him to stay single. Bart told Ned's kids a scary version of Cinderella, hoping to scare them away from Edna. Spoiler, it didn't work. At Moe's, Homer realized Ned truly cared for Edna and switched sides. But the town wasn't so sure. Rumors flew about Edna's past, including her fling with a famous rock star. Ned was shocked and began to doubt.
Edna's amazing.
Joey Kramer, the drummer from Aerosmith?
Yup, that's me. And after a night with Edna, I couldn't walk this way, that way, or any other way. Ooh la la.
When Ned confronted Edna, she didn't show any remorse. Instead, she told Ned he was wrong to feel judged. She said she wasn't ashamed of her past and demanded that Ned accept all of her history. Very 2025. Instead of calming things down, she was blaming Ned. If you thought Edna had limits, this one proves otherwise. Special Edna, Season 14, Episode 7. This episode shows just how messy and unprofessional Edna Krabappel's choices can get. It starts in a boring history class where she gives Bart a World War I assignment. Bart rushes it and turns in a paper full of made-up facts. Edna fails him, but doesn't stop there. She makes him stay after class and rewrite it. While Bart is stuck working, he notices Edna looking sad. Principal Skinner cancels a date with her because his mother needs him.
He's a wiener, Mrs. K. Just say the word and his desk is full of boogers.
That's sweet of you. But if I lost Seymour, who else is there?
Edna's face falls, and for a moment, Bart feels sorry for her. This is the point where she breaks all the rules. Bart offers to take Edna to the movies, and for some strange reason, Edna agrees.
Why don't you and me hit the town?
A pity date from a 10-year-old? I'll take it.
A teacher agreeing to go on a date with her 10-year-old student, that is seriously wrong. The kind of wrong that gets you on one of those lists. Later, Bart nominates Edna for Teacher of the Year to cheer her up.
So because I nominated Mrs. K, our whole family gets a free trip to the awards ceremony in Orlando.
The whole family goes to Florida for the award show. Skinner also shows up with his mother, making things tense. Edna shouts at Skinner for always choosing his mom over her. Edna loves to air her dirty laundry in public. At the award event, each teacher asks their student a question, but he pretends he can't read. She looks heartbroken. Then Skinner surprises everyone by proposing on stage. Edna says yes, making a big scene.
Seymour, of course I'll marry you.
Now, let's talk about why this episode fits the list. Firstly, Edna agrees to go out with a 10-year-old boy. Even if it's just a movie, that's creepy. Nothing more to say. Secondly, she keeps mixing her personal life with her job. Her breakup, her romance, even her award show. All of it happens around Bart. Edna never really keeps things separate. She lets her feelings spill into the classroom. That's what makes this one of her most inappropriate moments. Now let's look into how Edna turns her big day into a mess no one expected. My Big Fat Geek Wedding, Season 15, Episode 17. Edna Krabappel's love life hits a new low in this wild chapter. Just when it seems she was settling down with Principal Skinner, everything spirals out of control. The wedding day is set, the gym is decorated, the guests are ready, but Edna has other plans. The night before, she throws a wild bachelorette party at the Simpson house. That alone is a huge red flag. Hosting such a wild party where one of her students lives? Completely unprofessional, but whatever. Edna's behavior crosses every boundary when she invites a male stripper. Skinner, on the other hand, rejects his friend's request for a female dancer. Skinner is at Moe's tavern and openly admits his doubts about the wedding and his fear of never moving out of his mother's house. At the altar, Edna finds out about Skinner's doubts. Guests are waiting. Skinner stands ready. And what does Edna do? She walks out, leaves him there, alone and confused. That same day, she drops by the comic book store to return a wedding gift. And within minutes, she's flirting with Comic Book Guy and asking if there's a Mrs. Comic Book Guy in the picture. He plays along smoothly, and before long, they're off on a coffee date. Just like that, Edna has a brand new man. Meanwhile, as Skinner is outside her house, nervously practicing his singing, Comic Book Guy isn't far behind. He shows up, declaring he and Edna are head over heels. He says she's peacefully sleeping in his Spider-Man t-shirt, and that they're inseparable.
What are you doing in Edna's place? Where is she?
My beloved is napping blissfully in the many folds of my Spider-Man t-shirt.
Doing everything together, even sharing baths. Seriously, Edna switches fiancés faster than most people change their socks. Only Edna could turn a wedding day into a dating game show. Then she gets really ridiculous. Comic Book Guy proposes right away at a nerd convention, dressed in superhero costumes. Edna says yes without hesitation. Another wedding already? Skinner shows up dressed as Catwoman to win her back. The two men clash in a full-blown fight over Edna, turning the convention into a circus. Watching them fight, Edna shocks everyone by saying she doesn't want to marry either of them. Edna treats love like a game, bouncing between men without care. She wastes Skinner's time, toys with Comic Book Guy, and drags everyone into her chaos. If you think that was it with men, there's one last chaotic love story, with Moe the bartender. The seemingly never-ending story, Season 17, Episode 13. Do you know Edna Krabappel's past is as tangled as her love life is messy? Before she was the teacher we know, she was dating Moe, the cranky bar owner. They had big plans to run away together and start fresh, but Edna's quick decisions and harsh judgments soon turned everything upside down. Moe, desperate not to lose her, gave up his bar and even stole gold coins from Snake to prove his commitment. This theft caused serious trouble, showing how far Moe was willing to go. Meanwhile, Edna planned to quit her teaching job and leave Springfield behind. But at school, she saw Bart in detention, a kid who clearly needed help. Suddenly, her priorities shifted, and she decided to stay to support students like him. While that might sound noble, the way Edna handled things was reckless. She decided to leave everything for Moe instantly, and then flipped on her plans without warning. She left Moe heartbroken, just part of the chaos she caused. A teacher should set an example, but Edna gets an A+ for crossing the lines between work and love. This episode perfectly shows why she's one of the most reckless characters on the show. And that wraps up our look at Edna Krabappel's most inappropriate moments on The Simpsons. From wild romances to crossed boundaries, Edna's choices have caused chaos both in and out of the classroom. There were laughs and awkward moments, but her reckless behavior always left a mark. If you enjoyed this trip through Edna's messy history, hit that like button, share your favorite Edna moment in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next.